Hi guys, I hope that you're doing well. I ended up creating this project and I just wanted to go through it with you guys today. So we're not going to be working with Photoshop since you're not going to be in my classroom. Instead, what we're going to be doing is working with Pixlr, which is a great free web app. And I'm going to show you how to get to Pixlr today. And then obviously you're watching this video, so you clicked on the link in the document, which is wonderful. So yes, you can use this as a resource. You can play this through headphones while you're creating your artwork on Pixlr, and you can hear me going through the steps if that helps you. Or of course you can keep this tab open like I'll show you in a moment, and you can click between this and Pixlr to get what you the directions that you have in order to get the project done. The first project that you're going to do is I'm hesitating because I don't want to say simple or basic, but it is. I figure we've got a lot of obstacles right now. I'm not there with you. I can't stand over you and help you right now. So for those of you that are looking at this project and going, this is Farrell, this isn't what I want to create. Please understand that this is just one quick project. This is skill building. This is so that you guys can be able to work on your own at home through your own web app. And if everything goes well and everything goes great, then yeah, I can start giving you guys some more intense projects like you're used to in my classroom. If that's not possible, that's okay, and I'll continue to deliver information to you, but we're going to probably have to do it a little bit more slow, just so that you guys feel comfortable moving forward and you're not overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed at any point, okay? So here we have this project, and we're covering some basics here that are huge. These are things that you guys need to do every time you work in Photoshop, right? So one of the things you're going to do in Pixlr is you're going to do that gradient tool, which you're used to. You're going to dump with the paint bucket this other layer and then transform it. And then you're going to create anything you want using a paintbrush. And then the last thing is you're going to sign your artwork using a pen. So we're going to go do that now. So down here, it says that I need to click on this link to launch. So I'm going to launch. And when you get here, it gives you two options to get started. This is more basic. That's not what you need. This is what you guys need. You can actually do the more advanced editor for the pros because you guys are really good in Photoshop. So you're going to be able to handle editor. So I'm going to go ahead and launch Pixlr Editor. And you can see there's some projects that I've been trying to experiment with during our time apart to push out to you guys. So this is one that I just did. So I'm going to follow these directions, and it says I need to create new, and we're doing 1920 by 1080 pixels. And that is a default too, so that'll be easier for you guys to kind of click on. That's why I chose that one. And it says last name Pixlr. In the background, make it white, and then click create. So I'm going to go here, over here where it says create new, I'm clicking on it. Again, this one's the default, so it's full HD 1920 by 1080. That's awesome. Up here where it says name, I'm going to change it. I'm Farrell. You guys are typing your last name, and the project is Pixlr. All right, you want to turn this toggle on for background. By turning it on, it will get rid of that transparent or that checkerboard background that you're used to seeing in Photoshop that you don't like. So I'm going to switch it to white, and I'm going to press create. So now I have my white background, which I'm used to seeing. Now I'm going to come up here where it says beginning to work on, refer to this screenshot. So these are the layers that we're creating. And the first layer that I'm going to do is my background layer, and it covers everything. So I want that to be all the way on the bottom. Remember, it says the layer that is on the top is in front of, and the layer that is on the bottom is behind. All right, so as we build each of our steps, these layers are going to start to come on the top of the other layer. Oh, and I can switch it to fit so you guys can see better. Creating your background layer, very similar to our Photoshop world. Remember, we spent a lot of time with doing the gradient background. It just made things look nice. Step 1, in the layers menu on the right side of the screen, click the plus sign, then click empty. All right, so I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click this plus sign. I'm going to press empty. And that is a blank document. So what I need to do is come up here and I need to rename it and I'm naming it what it is. This is my background, so I'm going to name it background. And then I X out, and you see here I have my background layer. Down here are your two color pickers. I'm going to pick two contrasting colors. What that means is if I pick a light pink and another kind of light pink, this isn't really contrasting. So when I do my click and drag, there is a light to dark, but it isn't that great, okay? Sorry, my mouse always goes crazy with this zoom in and zoom out. So I want to pick two contrasting colors. So I'm going to do a yellow and a pink just because I need some bright, vibrant colors. We've been having some rainy days. So when I click and drag, these two colors over here aren't showing up here. That's all right. You click up here, and then in the upper left-hand corner, it'll always do your foreground and background colors, all right? So I'm going to click and drag, and now I have more of a contrast, which I like, okay? So I've done my background layer. So it says click on the dots, rename it background. For your color picker, pick two contrasting colors. Use the gradient tool. We did that. Now we're going to do our rectangle layer. So we're repeating those same steps again, but instead of using the gradient tool, we're going to use the paint bucket. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click new. I'm going to make it empty. I'm going to rename it, and I am renaming it what again? Rectangle. Okay. And then I X out of this. My layer has been named correctly. And because I have warm colors, I'm going to pick a cool color to kind of make it pop a bit. So I'll use a blue, and I'm going to get my paint bucket and I'm going to dump. And it fills my whole page, right? And that's all right. When I come up to edit and free transform, it's grayed out. But if I click on another tool, no, how come it would? Okay, hold on a second, guys. So it's grayed out, but then when I clicked on the move tool, it showed me the bounding box. But now if I go back to another tool, it still won't. That's weird. So you have to click on the move tool, and then I can drag it to what I like. And then when I click away, it's fine. And then I thought it was allowing that edit tree transform to show up. Okay. So it's not showing up for that one. Brush. All right, so here it is. So in order to do it, you need to get that this move tool here, and then that allows you to change the size that you want. If you click on this little circle, it allows you to also kind of rotate it in any direction that you want. So I think I'm going to have this be large, maybe jetting across here. All right. And now I'm going to come back, and it says for my rectangle, use your color picker, select the color you want. And then down here it says edit free transform, but that seems to not be working today, but it was working yesterday. So I'm leaving it, those directions in there because it might change because Pixlr is kind of ever changing every day, just kind of like any other web app that you would have. So I will leave those directions there. So just make sure that you watch the video and do that move to also, and I'll plug that in later once the video is done. Changing the size, so we just talked about that. I'll add the move tool to that for you guys. And then this is the fun part. This is where you get to be really creative. You're gonna add a brush layer. So again, I'm doing all these steps again, and I'm picking a color that I want to use, and it says you may use a variety of colors and brushes on this layer. I'm going to show you in a minute how to select brush options. And then it says in order to create this layer, you can be as creative as possible. It could be a flower, clouds, house, really whatever you want. So I'm going to make a new layer, empty. I'm hoping you guys get a hang of that at this point, right? That's a lot of repetition and similar to Photoshop, and I'm naming it my brush layer. Here's the brush. And then when you come up here and you click on this, a lot of this looks very similar to Photoshop. So the softness is here, so it makes it right hard edge versus soft edge. And then down here, you don't have a lot of tool options. You guys are used to grass and all these other options. They're not there, okay? This is what you get. So you can still improvise, all right? So I'm gonna work with a hard edge brush, and the step, see when you click and drag, it just drags it so it's further out versus more smooth. So I'm gonna keep mine smooth. And the size of my brush, I can't use brackets to make it bigger or smaller, but that's actually a size that I wanna work with. And let's see, so I can make a bunch of different flowers. So here I have the leaves. And like I said, you guys can use a variety of brushes. So now maybe I want to use a darker color. Maybe I want my brush to be smaller. I'm clicking away so it goes away. And then here I have a leaf, and I can put some details on it. You guys are totally allowed to zoom in. So this is how you zoom in over here in the navigation. I can use my hand to click and drag. I can go back to my brush, and I can continue to create my details, okay? But for time, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Oh, one more thing with the brush. Don't forget, if you want to make a circle with your brush, you don't have to draw a perfect circle, do you? You could just simply click and there's a perfect circle, okay? So that's gonna be the flower, right? And then I guess I'll just make a big, beautiful flower. Are you guys impressed with my work here? Okay, so there's my lovely flower. I think things look nicer with an outline, so that's why you saw that I did an outline on my example, okay? So I just think that's too small, but an outline looks good too. All right, so there's my lovely flower. And then the last thing that I need to do is create a signature. So again, I'm clicking that plus sign, empty, scrolling up. And did you notice I had to scroll down to get that plus sign because we're getting lots of layers? And I'm gonna go ahead and rename this signature and X out. And in the directions for signature, so it says pen, there's these really cool options. And it's good for you to choose a color like black or white for your signature so that it stands out. Okay, so neon green isn't really gonna look that great. So I need to find my pen tool, which is right here. And when I click on it, just like you're used to, these are the tool option settings. And I can click and do any of these. So let me go ahead and move this to black. And I want to show you guys, this is really neat. Look at how cool this sketchy one is. It creates these really neat textures. So I don't think that this really looks that great for a signature. Actually, that doesn't look that bad. But if you want to, you could do sketchy, shaded, furry, crayon, anything. Play around. The point of this project is to play around and get comfortable. So let me zoom out. And I'm going to make my signature smaller. And it's actually too small, isn't it? So I don't like the way how that came out. That's a little too small. So what I can do, right, is I can use my eraser, whoops, on the right layer, on my signature, and I can erase this. All right, and get my pen, make it bigger than 1 point, and it's on plain, which I think might look better, so I'm just going to leave it on that for now. And then sign your work, and that's it. That's all that you need to do, okay? I don't want you guys to stress out about it being absolutely perfect or amazing, okay? I just want you to get these basics down. And if this is if you feel really good and comfortable doing this, then go ahead and add other things to your artwork. That's fine with me, but this is the minimum, okay? And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. So if you do this, you feel comfortable with this, this is all that you want to accomplish because you have so much other work that you need to do for your other classes, great, that's okay. You can just turn this in, all right? So I'll have another video that shows you guys how to turn in your work.